I want to throw this one on here real quick for Mike. Men with looks and game will pull more chicks than men with status. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Oh, shit.
It depends on what kind. You can, in a certain context, you can be good looking enough with game, but here's the problem that the guys are missing.
I got a follow up for you for this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So my status, what it does is create logistics for me. If the guy has good logistics, so you say he's good looking and has game. If he works at a nightclub, then of course he's going to have herpesiphilates. He's going to get so much vagina from doing. And I know guys who they double up. They do male stripper work. They don't make a lot of money being a male stripper, and they're a VIP host at the same time. Those guys have four digit body counts, right? Those guys will do that. So I do agree you can get laid a lot being good looking and have game. I'm not saying that that's not the case. But my point is the part that you're missing is that being good looking and having game, if you live in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, no, you're not going to have a lot of sex because your logistics are bad. And my status creates good logistics. Don't forget that part. So if you're asking me the question, if I'm you know how like the road manager a lot of times has sex with the groupies? You know, I'm using an extreme example here, but he's in an incredible logistical situation because the girls can get backstage. And so because he has, remember, access to scarce resources, which in this case is access to backstage, like the guys around Chris Brown are probably getting laid a ton because of this whole Chris Brown paying $1,200 for a photo. Logistical access, which is part of social circle and social status, my answer is you can overcome that. And the reason why you know that to be the case is because I'll show you Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner is a guy who did not have a great deal of game or looks and had sex with more than anyone you know about. And I'll tell you something else. Dan does have game, but Dan is not Bilzerian. It's not particularly good looking, but his status, and I know you guys are going to say it's money, bro. It is not money. I've been out with Dan before, and he has like a comp table at some nightclub, and women are fighting. One girl kicked another girl in the head. Read about I think this happened in San Diego like 10 years ago. They were getting into a fist fight just to stand next to Dan. Status. Like when we get, there's like mid-tier levels of status. Then when you get to fame will trump anything, and anyone will tell you that fame. Orion Taraban said fame will trump anything. You and I have talked about fame trumping anything. Dan has talked about that. So fame being the ultimate level of status will trump anything. I will tell you at my birthday on Thursday, I don't care if you were good looking and you had game, you were not beating me. I walked into the club with 35 girls. No one was going to out status me. So my answer is either thing can work. My answer is what is better, a good running game or a good passing game? And the answer is the good running game, if you can get it to work, it's really hard to stop. But the other thing is the good passing game, you can score quicker. You can score both ways by being good looking and having game. That's a great way for you to score, but also about ultimately which one can go nuclear 100%. Using social media, having a ton of status, being borderline famous, and then not borderline famous, but having a bunch of pre-selection and social status from other women being around you will defeat any guy who's good looking. And I know because I know most of their girlfriends.
Tori.
My dog's barking. I'm like, you're talking about boy stuff. I'm going to go let my dogs out.
Okay.
I don't have any advice.
No, I mean, do you think does
women be fucking broke men all the time?
It looks Trump status.
Looks.
They could.
No. See, I think status.
What
Status
gets you laid?
all
What
day.
gets you laid? Status or good looks?
Status.
Well, both, right?
I think it depends on where she's at in life. Like it's so comprehensive. It'd be hard for me to pick it out. You know, I don't know what I really go for. I'm
gonna throw a monkey wrench in here. First off, just on the fame tip, fame is really is the highest form of pre-selection. So if you've got fame, if you're rock star status, if you're that high up, that's gonna there's no question in a woman's mind that a famous guy has already been pre-selected by other women and 100% confirmed that this guy is who the fuck he is. There's no question of who he is. You don't need feminine intuition to go, is he really Mick Jagger? Yeah, he's really fucking Mick Jagger, right? Whatever. Yeah. I'm going to say that. So status being what it is. And like, I was contemplating this because the reason this wasn't even a super chat, but I brought this up because I wrote a Substack about this not too long ago. because a lot of people were saying, looks maxers always want to say, well, it's always good looks. It's good looks. It's good. Well, that gets you through the door. Gets your foot in the door for sure. Don't get me wrong, but you still got to be who you say you are, right? And then I thought about it for a little bit more, and I realized this is that good looks are a form of status. So if you go from being a fat ass to being a dude who's in shape, and I'll tell you right now, like people, like when I'm doing, unmute yourself, Mike. When I am doing when I'm doing these live streams with my band, right? And I'm just there just goofing around. I'm not doing red pill shit. I'm not even thinking about red pill shit. I'm just like saying, hey, this is what we're doing. Like we just throw on a live stream whenever we do rehearsals, right? The first thing people comment on is like, Ro, Swallow's got guns. That's the first thing that like, they're not listening to the music. They're not listening to shit. They're just going, man, Rollo's really, really flexing. And I thought about this and I go, good looks like being yoked is its own form of status. So if Hide Yamagishi walks into a room, that dude fucking works out, right? Or if a guy like Scotty Eichler walks into the room and he's like yoked and he's like 6 foot tall, right? That's a form of status. So to be at an elite athletic level is its own form of status. And then by order of degree down from there.
I feel like guys with status are fun. I was like, what would I go for? A guy that's fun, who makes me feel good. You know what I mean? Maybe looks are a part of it.
Tori, when you get to Vegas, do you want me to take you on stage for Marshmallow at
Yes.
We'll go to Area 15.
Yes. He's dating that one girl, and
I'll introduce you to him after the show. We actually all go up to his room, and there's like a spread.
Oh,
and we all
really?
eat food. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go do that? Does that sound fun? So Rollo, what you're saying is correct. I have a different metaphor for you, and that good looks is actually a resource. So access to scarce resources. The scarce resource is the good looks. So if you think of being good looking or being able to protect or provide all of these as resources, then I think it actually makes sense. And then having more resources is indicative of a woman seeing you as higher status. Then I think that metaphor makes a little bit more sense to me to say it that way. Yeah. So, but I do agree with what you're saying. Like, so good looks is status. Yes, that can give you status. But I do think I've run circles around the rich guy or the really good. There's this one really good looking male model who's always on stage at Access. He's one of the biggest male models I know. Every girl I know follows him, and he goes out at the club. He doesn't look like his pictures from like 10 years ago. He's still pretty good looking, and he'll go around, and his game is so fucking narcissistic, hoity-toity. Like, and he doesn't really have game because he's so good looking. And I hang out with him, and like girls, I just get girls off him all the time because his good looks don't counteract the fact that like he doesn't really have game. Just like you ever met a girl who's really pretty and isn't funny at all because she's never had to be funny because she has huge boobs. It's the same kind of situation. This guy's been so good looking that he just never developed any game. And also, it's pretty rare to find a guy who's really good looking who does have game, only because it's like Shaquille O'Neal never learned how to shoot a 3-pointer because he was always near the basket and he was 7'1". He had that advantage. It's like the really good looking guy, he can just post up by the bar. He doesn't have to say as much. And so because he doesn't have to say as much, it's a little like if you ever talk to a really good looking guy, they're almost afraid to go out and say things and take chances because their good looking card has been so effective for them. They don't want to screw it up. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to mess up this
if good thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, but the 5'9" Indian dude, he'll be funny as fuck. The Filipino dude, he'll sit there. He will take chances. He'll make the girl laugh. And then he'll take her to a party, coolest party she's ever been to in her life. Like he's at the end of the party, they're laying on a beanbag, looking up at the stars. He's got the girl laughing. She's got her arm on him. He's running. That's game. He understands compliance loops. That is game. But he has to do more game. He has to take more chances because throughout history, only 40% of men and 80% of women have reproduced. So genetically or throughout historically, there's been a group of men have just been left out. He doesn't want to be left out, so he's going to take chances. That guy has to develop game. So generally, I don't see a lot of very good-looking guys that have game. The only exception would be a guy who used to be fat and then he was funny and then he got himself into shape later on. That would be an exception. But
most of the
time,
bartenders.
Yeah, but bartenders too, they have to talk to a lot of people. You do see some, but no, status will trump anything. There's nothing like I don't mean to be arrogant, but I can prove to you status will trump anything.
Like the jockeys that when I worked at the racetrack, the jockeys who are like 5'3", 5'4", maybe even shorter, like they had a lot of status for racing horses. And I feel like they were pulling bitches left and right. It didn't matter about height.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
For sure.
Yeah.
The guy on stage who lets the girls with the artist pass, the jockeys, like you said before, the lifeguard. There's all of these tropes about the guy who has more access. I will tell you, as a manager of a strip club, holy shit. Like, you know, like I know guys who manage strip clubs, they have a ton of access with women. Like, and it's to the point where it's almost like cheating. And so I will absolutely tell you, yes, there are ways to use. You guys are thinking of status, but you need to include logistics with status. And you also need to remember that status, because of social media, is now scalable to millions of people. And when you consider those two things, your funnel becomes more refined, meaning meet the girl, take her to the place. Like, I live next to the strip. And it's not on an accident. Like, literally a girl will be like, oh, I'm staying at the MGM. I was like, that's the MGM right there. I can see the MGM from my bedroom. It's like a comfort. I was like, okay, cool. We're not that far away, whatever. Like, these are really good logistics and a really great status. You can scale it. Whereas good looks, you can't scale unless you use social media, which is social circle game. Yeah. Social media is social circle game, no matter what. And social media is not cold approach pickup. Social media is social circle game. So the only way to scale your good looks is through social media, which is social circle game.
Yeah, I was gonna say is like whenever like you and I go to like Babes in Toyland, or we're at an event, or like hell, even last night when I was at Vamped watching the Failsafe, like I go in there and you know I'll get IOIs from girls, right? But then, like, once somebody comes up to me and they go, "Oh, you're Rollo, your stuff saved my life. Hey, can I shake your hand? I want to talk to you and tell you." You know, they suddenly, like, you're recognized. Or if I'm like recognized in the airport, or if I'm recognized, you know, walking from valet to whatever gig that Mike and I are doing. It's one thing to walk into a situation and nobody knows you, and then you're walking across the club and like 10 guys want to shake your hand. They want to like to talk to you. Then suddenly everybody like who is this guy? Is he important? Or like, who should I like? Women don't even know who like Rollo Tomasi is as a quote unquote author. But as soon as I go into On the Record or something like that, where we're in Vegas or something, and I walk from the front entrance to the back where Mike's doing the runway thing, and I'm shaking like probably half a dozen to a dozen guys' hands on the way in and the way out, it's like I'm suddenly everybody like, oh, this guy, even if it's that low level fame, it's like nobody knows me from fucking, you know, the TV or movies or anything like that. But like just the fact that I'm walking from one end of the club to the next end of the club, and I've got guys coming up to me who recognize me, that's a low level bit of fame. And you will end up seeing how the status and the IOIs and the interest level goes up as I move along.
I just text the two of you a video.
I know.
Can you? I'm not going to post the video. Can you describe to me what you see in the video? Can you describe to me what you see in the video?
Are you sure?
Yeah, go ahead, describe it to me.
Do you want to say the video? Do you want to say the guy?
We got a guy.
Don't say the guy's name.
Okay, I won't say his name.
We know his name. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
a guy who has. Well, there's a hot blonde. She's probably.
She said it.
Yep.
Hot blonde. She's probably 27, 29, maybe something like that.
Doesn't matter. She's really attractive. She's actually.
I know who the girl.
I remember him, the guy who's got to be like 5'4", maybe. I don't know.
No, he's 4'11".
Yeah. Oh, okay. How tall is the girl? I know the girl too. How tall is she?
The girl. Hold on. Stop. Uh-huh. The dude is 4'11".
The suit looks great.
This fucking girl is all over him.
Yeah.
Because he followed my motherfucking program. And he got a ton of he basically ran dread with that girl. He got a ton. Like, look, Rollo, look at that video, and you tell me status isn't real, bro.
He's good looking, though.
Huh?
Yeah, he's good looking. But it's like he's
good looking at 4'11".
Most guys would say he's
probably not.
But everyone would say he's at a height disadvantage. Obviously,
I would say he's about a 5 out of 10.
Well, regardless of 5 out of 10, what I'm saying is he just overcame 4'11". Stop.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, this guy, he sleeps with other women too. What he does?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
He creates a situation with so much jealousy, with so many women competing for him, that it overcomes the fact that I'm a foot taller than him. It's incredible. When I saw that dude, I almost started crying when I was watching this video. I was like, this guy is with the hottest girl in here, and she was all over him, Torsia, and he's 4'11".
Yeah.
Now he had some shoes on that made him like 5'1", but he's 4. Bro, you got to stop, man. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. The status will trump everything. That video you have, it's undeniable. Torsia, you can't tell me that video isn't real. That dude is shorter than her.
Yeah, no, I believe you. I'm always bad at guessing height, but the suit looks great. The slim fit with the broad shoulder. Looks really good.
Yeah, because you want to
dressing normal. Most guys don't.
He dresses really well. Yeah, he's in all black.
Great.
I wonder where he got. He's in all black. I wonder where he got that idea from, Torsia.
It's
I wonder where he got the all black idea from.
Forest green.
Yes.
Get your colors right. He's wearing black under. But it's a forest green suit. That's hard to pull off.
I'm not going to show you guys the video just because he just started dating a girl. I don't want.
He just texted us too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
I thought you were talking about another one.
You have to take our word for it.
Well, gentlemen,
if they go public, Rollo, if they go public as a couple, then I'll show the video. Okay. But right now, he just met her. I don't want to. I don't want to. Hey, we're using you as a fucking case study for our program.
Yeah, let me know if that happens for sure.
Gentlemen, I got 2 dogs screaming at me, so I'm gonna close out over here.
I'm gonna swap you out. Okay, thanks for joining us.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Love you too. Bye.